Hey, what's up, hardcore test preppers? Today we're looking at reading question 3 of practice test 1 in the ACT Red Book. That's on page 181 of the 3rd edition. I'm going to be explaining the question and explaining each answer choice. I'm also going to show you an easy little trick you can do to avoid a really common mistake on this particular type of question. So let's get into it. Let's look at the question itself first. The question, again, it's question 3, page 181. Which of the following statements does not describe one of Fran's reactions to the news that she is a grandmother? So this is an unusual type of question because it reverses things. Normally, we're looking for the one answer choice that restates the relevant part of the passage. That's going to be our correct answer. In this case, we're looking for the one answer choice that does not restate the relevant part of the passage. In the normal situation, that type of answer would be a distractor, right? It'd be an incorrect answer. But here, it's the right answer. So in this case, the wrong answer is the right answer in a sense, if you follow my reasoning. And that is easy enough to understand, but we are so habituated to do things the other way that, especially in the sort of stressed out environment of the test, we're likely to go, oh, okay, I'm looking for the not. And then by the time we get to answer choice B, we've completely forgotten that. In order to avoid that trap, all you want to do is circle the not, the word not in the question, or put a star next to it, or a unicorn, or whatever you're into, rainbows, as long as you could do it quickly. Something to jog your memory and remind yourself, hey, I'm looking for the wrong answer. The one answer that's not a restatement is going to be correct. Now, here's the thing. I know you're all smiling and nodding and going, yeah. And then 99% of you are not going to do this. And as a result, you're going to burn a bunch of time on these questions and probably still get the answer wrong. I see it over and over again in my tutoring sessions with really bright students. It even happens to me. And I'm like genius level, okay? So don't just nod and smile. You have to do it. You have to put a circle or star or whatever next to the word not. And don't just tell yourself you're going to do it on the test. You have to do it during practice, and you have to do it all the time during practice. Why? Because you want to make it a habit. Under stress, you fall back on your training, okay? That's what training is all about. Training is about developing habits. So that's what you're doing. You're preparing yourself to behave this way automatically when you're under a lot of stress at the actual test. Okay, enough about that. But put the star. Let's do it. Well, let's read the question again. Which of the following statements does not describe one of Fran's reactions to the news that she is a grandmother? Where do we see Fran's reaction to this news that she's a grandmother? Where in the passage? We see it lines 61 to 73. Right before that, Fran's mom says to Fran, "What about you? ... You're a grandmother." And then the whole entire paragraph that follows is Fran's reaction. So answer choice A. She, meaning Fran, wishes she had had time to prepare for the news. So yeah, this is in the passage, in the part we talked about. It's actually lines 66 to 68. Lines 66 to 68. Fran, in response to her mother saying, "What about you? You're a grandmother," says, "I suppose it's difficult for any woman to accept that she's a grandmother, but in the normal order of things, you have ample time to adjust to the idea," right? Well, the answer choice says she wishes she had time to prepare for the news. Those are basically the same thing, right? One is a paraphrase of the other. So answer choice A is a restatement of the relevant part of the passage. And in this case, Because it's a restatement, we are going to eliminate it as a distractor, as an incorrect answer. Again, this is opposite of what we would normally do. And I make this motion for a reason. When you eliminate answer choices, you draw a line through the letter for that answer choice as a way of preventing yourself, or at least minimizing how much you go back and rehash, right? So draw a line through A so you don't end up rereading A 3 times when it's not necessary. We know it's incorrect. We don't need to look at it again. Okay, answer choice B. She, again meaning Fran, looks forward to inviting Linda Rose and her son Blake over for a visit. It's nowhere in line 61 to 73. And on top of that, it contradicts something that Fran says later in the passage. I'm talking about lines 83 to 85. 83 to 85. Those are on page 181. So if you look there, you see Fran's mother ask her, "You going to invite them here, her and the baby?" And Fran responds on line 85, "I haven't thought that far." So she hasn't even thought about it, right? Certainly not that she's looking forward, right? So yeah, B is contradicted, which in this case means that it's a strong candidate for the correct answer. So we're going to put a star next to this answer choice. Doesn't mean we've decided it's correct, right? The star, or whatever symbol you want to choose, you need a symbol that tells you, I like this one. This one looks like it could be correct, as long as we can eliminate all the other answer choices. But don't decide for sure until you've looked at every answer choice. They'll put answer choices high on the list, position A or position B, that are really good, except for one tiny detail that you might be overlooking until you look at the other answer choices. So don't decide on B and bubble it in and move on before looking at C and D. So let's look at C and D. All right. She feels suddenly older now that the label of grandmother applies to her. That's answer choice C. Sure, that is clearly stated in lines 64 to 66. It says, Fran says, 40 years old, and I felt as if I had just shaken hands with death. All right, what does it mean to shake hands with death? When you shake hands with someone, what are you doing? You're being friendly, right? So to shake hands with death is an idiom that basically means to come to terms with death. Why would someone want to come to terms with death or get on friendly terms with death? Well, young, healthy people usually don't, right? We come to terms with death pretty much under 2 circumstances. 1, we're terminally ill, or 2, we're very old and just approaching that part of life. That is the part of life that we're getting close to death. So Fran's not terminally ill, so we know it's not that. So it's that she feels like she's at that period of life where she's close to death. In other words, she feels old. So answer choice C clearly restates the passage, and it can therefore be eliminated. You're going to draw a line through C. Answer choice D. She, again meaning Fran, protests that this change in her life is unfair. Yeah, 72 to 73, she says it straight. It's not fair, I said. This is again 72 to 73. It's not fair, I said. I don't even feel like a mother. So answer choice D is also an on-point restatement, and therefore, because this question is opposite of what it normally would be, answer choice D is eliminated, and you draw a line through it, even though you're just practicing, because you're smart and you realize that if you don't do it during practice, you won't do it on the test. And it's important that you do it on the test if you want to save time and increase your accuracy. And you want to do those 2 things since you want a high score, right? Yeah. Okay, good. So Yeah, the correct answer in this case is the only answer choice that would normally be a distractor. That is the only answer choice that doesn't restate the relevant part of the passage, which is answer choice B. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I will answer them. I do new videos every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.